So we were putting this in a hooch. We spent the night there. We were well fed. We got cigarettes they allowed us. They gave it to us. So anyways, after that, who comes in is, I call them foo-foo on the collars. That means that's big shot with the golds, And he was an older gentleman. So I says, well, we're speaking to one of the real McCoys that's running the show down here. So he sat down and he spoke to somebody that could speak a little English, and they would ask us some questions, but nothing of an interrogation. It was basically telling us what they're going to do with us. And they told us that we're going to be prisoners of war and taken to Hanoi, North Vietnam, and we'll be able to receive letters and packages. Well, I never heard of that, but I almost bursted out laughing. And then Dexter, of course, had more knowledge of all of that type of stuff. And he says, Frank, don't laugh no more. It's true. I says, oh, okay. So like I said, they fed us really good. They brought in a basket of rice, and they gave us a full can of their sea rations, which contained a lot of beef and like a beef stew. And it was made in Hungary. And that was how they were getting their resupplies. I ate my whole can of beef stew and a big bowl of rice. And then they said to us that they wanted us to lay down and go to sleep. When we woke up, everybody was gone. And it was reiterated by another Vietnamese guy that came that we're going to be prisoners of war. We were informed that we're going to be leaving shortly. So that night, though, they took all us POWs and the whole village up a mountain and into a big cave. In this cave, it was like levels to sit on. It was made, and it looked like an orchestra pit, something like that. So anyways, we all get in there, all the kids, all the women and children and men and soldiers. Dexter and I were sitting at the entrance with the nuns, and we were still tied together, though. And they gave us cigarettes, so we lit up and we're smoking our cigarettes, and all of a sudden, there was bombs going off all around the entrance to this cave. There was so many bombs that the size of these bombs lit up everything like daylight, like a giant lightning bolts. And I could see boulders flying past the entrance to the cave. I just buried my head in my lap and put my hands over my head, and we were praying. It stopped just like it began. And then we were listening, and I knew how a B-52 operates, where you can't hear it coming, but when it's leaving, you can hear the trail end of the jet engines. And that's what it was, a B-52. We survived it, everyone. We went down back to the camp, and we had our boots tied around our necks, and they tied us together, and we started our walk on the Ho Chi Minh Trail to go to Hanoi, North Vietnam.